Hi, I wanted to post a review of the Densus DNSYS X1 Hip exoskeleton, specifically how it assists me with my difficulties in walking with Parkinson's disease. I want to say, first of all, I bought this myself. Nobody is paying me to do this review, and as this review goes on, it will be very clear that nobody in their right mind would pay me to do a review, but I wanted to put this out there because it has helped me immensely, and I think it could be very beneficial in certain circumstances for people with Parkinson's disease. The issue it helps me with is walking. As anyone with Parkinson's disease knows, gait problems are one of the most frustrating problems. Having stride length and picking your foot up, not getting your foot caught. I've had the X1 about 2 months, and I've used it locally, but what really brought home the benefits of it was that my wife and I attended the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. We happen to live in Las Vegas, and I finally had the chance to attend. And I have to say that it made a remarkable difference in my day. We decided to go, and literally I did not sleep the entire night before because of the anxiety of being in a crowd like that. Normally I would have taken a walker and probably 3 Xanax before I went, just to calm myself. But I decided to just take a cane and use the X1. And I took the cane only because I felt that it would make people more aware of my situation. We figured we'd stay for a couple of hours and I would be worn out and that would be it. We spent 5 hours there. I was perfectly comfortable walking around. I got 5 hours out of the battery. The battery actually died as we were leaving the venue, but according to my smartwatch, I walked about 5 miles that day, which for me is pretty impressive, considering I haven't been doing anything in the way of walking in the last few months. And I felt so comfortable wearing it that I would not have any qualms about going into another situation like that with it on. I think the reason that it helped me so much was that I find I have to concentrate intensely on every step I take. I have to watch my stride length. I have to watch that I'm flexing my foot back as I bring it forward. I have to watch that I'm swinging my arms. And the X1 doesn't walk for you, but it certainly does a lot of what I have to focus on. It assists it so that when I'm walking, I'm not thinking as much about every step, and I can watch more about what's going on around me and not be so concerned with how I'm walking. As a result, I was able to spend a lot of time there. I think this would be a huge asset also in gait training for people with Parkinson's disease, because I find after I take it off, after wearing it for a while, I'm walking better just by virtue of the fact that I've been so used to walking with a better gait because of the X1 that it really has helped enormously. I have not posted me walking with it because I look like somebody walking. I haven't posted getting started with it because there are many videos about that. In fact, I'll link to a Densus, the website, and as well I'll link to one of their videos about getting started with it. But what I like about it, on top of the obvious benefit to me, is that you really don't need to use the smartphone app minute to minute to adjust it. You can visually see what's going on by pushing buttons on either side of it, and it's very easy to increase and decrease the assistance level. The other thing I found very beneficial is that when I'm walking downhill, and I'm sure other people have had this issue also, is gravity tends to sometimes pull you forward more quickly than your feet can keep up with. And if you use their resistance mode, it actually creates resistance to your steps and makes it easier to walk down an incline. One of the other things I found is that when I walk my dog, we have a 4.5-month-old Cavapoo puppy, who in their right mind at 73 with Parkinson's disease would get a puppy, but insanity runs in the family. When I would walk him and I would have to take my cane with me, bending down to pick up his waist, between the cane and the leash and my balance issues was so nerve-wracking I almost hated to do it. Now I don't need the cane to walk through a neighborhood. The cane is really something I use when I'm going through crowded situations. Kills me. I just spent a small fortune on a very expensive walker, but hopefully that will be money that was not well spent, but not necessary. So as I said, I will post a link to the company, and I will post a couple of links to videos that I have found helpful. But I have to say, aside from the fact that it's helped me so much, the customer support from the company has been exemplary. They have answered questions before I purchased it, when I had a couple of questions after I purchased it. I actually had a battery cable that was frayed a little bit. They replaced it without any questions, without any problems. So I have to say, I've been very impressed. In fact, I got to meet the team from Densus when I was at CES, and they were the most enthusiastic and dedicated people you could possibly imagine. And it was very reassuring to have that experience, particularly the customer service experience before I went to CES, to know that the company stands behind their product and is so happy and anxious to get to help their customers. And all I can say is that it has been an absolute godsend for me, and it's certainly worth investigating. I think there are a lot of people out there who would find it very helpful. And unfortunately, most of the reviews talk about hiking and running and really don't address people with major mobility issues. And I thought this might be helpful. So if you have any questions, comments, please post them. I will do what I can to answer them. And if not, I will reach out to the company to see if I can get answers. And thank you for watching this, and I hope this helps you.